What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So this is something that I saw on Twitter that LeBron James wrote, right? And I don't know if a lot of people pay much attention to it, but the entitlement that this man feels is unbelievable, man. The entitlement that this guy thinks that he is afforded or it's deserved to him. This is what happens when you are surrounded by yes men and you get nothing but flattery thrown toward you day after day after day after day after day after day for year after year after year. You start to look at yourself as above everybody and everything. So I think you all might remember the last game the Lakers played between themselves and the Heat. The Lakers, I think, made some complaints about non-calls. LeBron should have got went to the free throw line, or they made some complaints about certain things, right? So the NBA came back and said that the NBA has confirmed that all calls made in the last 2 minutes of the previous night's Lakers Heat game were correct, with no missed calls. Once again, the NBA has confirmed that all calls made in the last 2 minutes of the previous night's Lakers Heat game were correct, with no missed calls. So you know what LeBron wrote in response to this? Mr. I'm bigger than the game. I know more than anybody else. The game isn't won or lost in the last 2 minutes. If you know the game, things happen throughout the first, second, third, and first 10 minutes of the fourth that has major impact on outcomes. Oh yeah, LeBron. That's very true. Like, do you mean when you threw that temper tantrum because you didn't get that call, which came in the last 2 minutes of that game between the Celtics and yourselves, January 28th, 2023? That didn't come in the first 46 minutes. That came the very last play that you cried and complained about and whined about and bitched and moaned about. I do know what happened after that game, though. After that very game, for whatever reasons that can't be explained and never talked about on anybody on any television networks, only on social media. After that game, the Lakers shot over 11 more free throws per game than their opponent the rest of the season, and that trend continued into the postseason. Until you played a team like the Nuggets that was just so good, it didn't matter. I also wonder, LeBron, do you bring that up about the game isn't won the last 2 minutes because that's a sore spot for you? Because those are the moments you get criticized for? Those are the moments when you hesitate, you think, you overthink, you zone out, and anxiety runs up. You're afraid to fail. So what you do is you have 40 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists, and then you pass it to, Joe Schlorsky, who's only playing his third game in a situation where he doesn't even belong in. You pass to him with 1.5 seconds remaining. He freezes up. He throws up an air ball. And then you point to him. You yell at him. You bitch this. You chew this dude out on national TV. Point at him. Point to everybody in the press box. This is the guy to blame. And this guy's ruined for his whole career because of your fucking ego. those are the last 2 minutes that you don't want people pointing out. No. Look at the things that I've done in the first, second, and third, and fourth quarter. You know, it's funny because when I was growing up, I used to hear Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, all those guys, Shaq, Kobe. What's the thing we always hear them say? The first 46 minutes is playtime. It's the last 2 minutes that determine the stars from the superstars from the legends, the men from the boys. And this is what you always used to hear? Now it don't matter. Now it's about the other stuff. I'm not saying that the other part of the game don't matter, but if everything is a standstill, if it's a back and forth affair, right? If the game is a back and forth affair, then how in the world is the game not important with the last 2 minutes to go when that decides it? What are you talking about? I don't know, man. This is a weird dude, man. This is a weird guy. But he's the king, though. The king without a kingdom.